being a sensor? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's so special? Like, I'm not saying it to be like I'm not trying to downplay nobody. I'm just saying, like, why would it be so much better to be an intuitive versus being a sensor? What up, y'all? Yeah, I cut my hair a little lower than usual, but yeah, I actually like it more than I thought I would. Um, anyway, make sure y'all go check out my other YouTube channel that I'm gonna start uploading on pretty soon. More like a personal channel. I'm gonna talk about various topics that interest me. Also, if you guys haven't known recently, I've been promoting the fact that I'm an online fitness coach. Got plenty of experience. I can help you with your goals. A few of you guys have already reached out to me, interested in signing up. Thank you guys for that. I'm gonna start giving shout outs to people who sign up and stuff like that on my channel, which is what I do on my other pages where I promote online fitness coaching services. But make sure you guys look below. There's a form you can fill out and give you to let me know some more information about you. Um, as far as inquiring about online fitness coaching. Also, there's gonna be another link where you can set up a free consultation with me on Zoom, 100% free. So, anyways, let's get to the topic. So, what's wrong with being a sensor? This is something that surprised me as well. It took me some years. I think maybe about, I don't know, man. It might have been almost like maybe after I had been into it, maybe like 8 years in the Miles Breeze before I found out that people didn't like sensors. Like, I didn't know for the longest, and it surprised me because it doesn't make sense to me. When I first got into Miles Breeze, maybe I came in on a different side of the Miles Breeze game or something like that. But as far as me coming into it, to my understanding, I never thought twice about thinking that there was types that were superior to others or anything like that. When I was first, when I'm talking about from first day, I didn't think there would be a type that would be superior or anything like that. I never made that assumption. So I don't really understand where that assumption comes from for most people. But I'll tell you, most people do, they get misinformed in some way, shape, or form that intuitives is supposed to be superior. Um, for me, it was actually the opposite. When I first got into Myers Briggs, I was looking at it like I knew that no types were better than each other, but I would look at some of the sensing types and I would think they were just pretty cool. I'm like, it must be cool to be a sensor, even when I thought I was an intuitive. Um, I was content with whatever I was gonna get though. So I thought I was an INTP, was cool with it, didn't have an issue with it. I just kind of accepted it. And I also, when I first got into it, I always just thought, okay, let me go into it with an open mind, just in case. I'm not gonna go into it hoping it says what I want to hear them say, because I'm thinking like, okay, this thing might be brutally honest. It might tell me some things to make me a little uncomfortable. That's just me, because I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin. Let's put it like that. Um, so I was just gonna take it like that. But when I was in INTP, I would look at some of the other descriptions of sensors, and I would admire them. I wouldn't be like envious or anything like that, but I would think like, okay, that's pretty admirable. I think sensors are pretty cool. I was thinking like, it must be nice to be a sensor, not knowing I was a sensor the whole time. So most people, it's the opposite. They look at sensor and they think it's something wrong. I don't understand where that comes from still, man. Some of y'all can explain that to me, but where's that coming from, bro? Like, I kind of get it, but it still doesn't make sense how it's so common. You know what I'm saying? Um, I always kind of thought that sensor was pretty cool, but when I found out I was a sensor, I was like, okay, that's cool, because I was thinking like as intuitive, I wouldn't be able to do some of the things, be as good. It will be a little bit harder to be as good at some of the things I would want to be good at. So I'm just thinking I was going to be at a disadvantage. But as far as me learning I'm a sensor, I was like, okay, I might actually have a little bit of leverage. Actually, like, I thought I was like a rare breed of INTP that was into sports and things like that. Y'all can see on my first video, I was talking about this. My very first video I uploaded on here, I literally brought this up. But yeah, I thought I was a rare breed of INTP that was really into sports and I like use my body. But came to find out, man, when I started, so this is where I think at EJR&D, I'm grateful for his help, because that when I was watching, that's when around time I was watching his stuff, and that's when I learned about cognitive functions. But yeah, as far as that, that's where I figured it out. So yeah, I don't get it, man. What's wrong with being a censor? Like, we need to stop that because a lot of these people, man, they don't even know what they're doing. They just kind of trying to fit in. So it's like one of those things where it's popular to hate something, so we're just all going to hate it together. It's not like people not using their critical thinking and thinking like, why do I dislike this thing? People are not thinking like, why do I dislike censors? Or they like got dumb reasons. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Like some of those new people, especially like they think that being a censor is a bad thing. And when if you tell them, it's like they hear it, they look at it as like one of those things that it just goes in and out the other ear. They don't understand like I really mean that. Like when people tell you that, they really mean it. There isn't. It's not even hard to It's not even hard. You don't even have to try. If you really understand the type, you don't have to try to make it look like um what I want to say. Like you don't have to try to like them. It's like one of those things where it's just like you just using common sense. You should just know like all the types have their own strengths and weaknesses. It's not a thing where you have to try to like a type, like a sensing type. We really are. Um, we really do have a lot of things about us that are admirable, and it's like very apparent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like one of those things where you're like trying to convince somebody to like us, type of thing. Like you know how sometimes when somebody is overlooked, or let's say a certain demographic is overlooked, you have to try to kind of reverse the effects of it and kind of convince at first. It's not like one of those things. Um, being a censor is actually just cool. Like it's just as cool as being intuitive. In fact, I think I would prefer to be a censor over intuitive. To be honest with you, not saying anything wrong with being intuitive either, but if I had to pick, I would pick being a sensor any day. Um, and I like it. I like being a sensor. What's wrong with being a sensor? Like y'all gotta get out of that, man. Like we gotta stop. We gotta make a new trend and let people know that it's not nothing wrong with being a sensor. You know what I'm saying? Um, that would take the fun out of some of the people that are not as genuinely interested in Myers Briggs. They just into it as more of a trend. That'd take the fun out of it for some of them. So like when you start telling them some of the truth about it, how it really is, a lot of times they lose interest in the subject and like, oh, that's what it's about. It's a lot deeper than what they expect, so they kind of just lose interest. But yeah, man, I don't understand it. Like, I guess kind of like they try to push it as like intuitives are more talented or special, with them being rare. I guess that's kind of part of it. But even then, it's like a reason why I like being a sensor because sensors we have natural swagger about us. We're more practical. We're we can get things done a lot better. We can what's some other things? We can I don't know. Those are just some of the things that I like about being a sensor. And I'm not. And that's not a knock to intuitive. Y'all have things about y'all that are great too. I'm just saying. Those are some of the reasons why I like being a sensor versus being intuitive. But I think that should be how it is. Like whatever you are, if you're a sensor or an intuitive, you should be able to easily find things, find reasons as to why you enjoy being whatever that is, whatever you are. Like that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you know that's what your actual type is. Like if you, well, that also kind of depends on your own self esteem. Like, are you comfortable in your own skin? If you are, whatever type you end up being, it wouldn't be hard for you to see the good parts of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know you're a certain type and you don't like, and there's a lot of things about it that you don't like, even though you know they're true, that's more of a self esteem issue. You might have to work on. Might have nothing to do with. It won't have nothing to do with type. That happens too, though. A lot of people, if they haven't worked on their self esteem or they got some issues. I guess sometimes things in childhood can make people have low self esteem. But anyways, it shouldn't be hard for you to find positive things about whatever type. Um, but yeah, man, it's a lot of these bandwagoners in the Myers Briggs community. They think, oh, we got to, and then they like typing all the celebrities as intuitives. Even though, like, when you talk about intuitives being rare, which they are more rare than sensors, of course. Um, but that applies to being celebrities. Celebrities amongst every, I mean, like celebrities are just regular people. It's just a different scaling. You know what I'm saying? It's the same like makeup. Like there's just as many censors that are celebrities as there are as many censors like if you want to look at how much what percentage of the population are censors as celebrities and like people who are not celebrities, it's going to be around the same. So there's not a lot of celebrities that are intuitives either. Most celebrities are probably going to be censors too, just like how most celebrities are um, censors. I mean, just how most regular people are censors. Celebrities are just regular people. Like, I don't know what y'all like. I hope y'all understand. Like, celebrities are just normal people. They just happen to have a different level of success, and they're on a different. They're just in a different class of people. There's a different class of people. They're the same as us. They just happen to be. They're like higher functioning people. That's all they are. Um, Literally, like they're the same as us. Like people try to make it seem like, oh, all the celebrities must be intuitives and all the regular people must be sensitive. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't really matter what type you are. You can be great. You know what I'm saying? You could be successful if you put in the work, and things like that. You can be successful. It doesn't matter what type you are. You can be talented too. You just got to spend some time to figure out what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? You can be all these things. You don't have to be an intuitive. We got to stop that. Um, And also too, you don't have to be like as far as being spiritual. Anybody can be spiritual. We all have that capacity to be spiritual, um, as well. This a whole nother topic. And the thing is, intuitives are just a little bit more aware of certain aspects of it. But there's aspects of spirituality that can kind of fit in every type in a way to all the perceiving functions in a way, in my opinion. I don't know about that, but there's aspects of spirituality that I think every type can relate with. Let's put it like that in some way. But I think overall, it is more geared to intuitives as far as the subject. But that's just a matter of being aware of certain spiritual aspects. It doesn't necessarily mean like, um, you know. But yeah, I've met some intuitives that were dead spiritually and that was soulless. Let's put it like that. And I've met some sensors that were like, maybe they weren't aware of that they were spiritual, but they had a more of a. The thing is, spirituality is an abstract concept altogether. So intuitives may be a little more inclined to being able to understand some of those concepts. I saw like that's really what the advantage is. Now, you know, that's really what it is. But anyways, it's like I think that's mainly what I wanted to say. This, but like, bro, like, what's wrong with being a censor? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's so special? Like, I'm not saying it to be like trying to down. I'm not trying to downplay nobody. I'm just saying like, why would it be so much better to be an intuitive versus being a censor? Like, I hear it a lot, but I don't get like where y'all getting this from. Where y'all getting this information? Like, I know, like I came in the game on my different side. I came in kind of the right way, which I didn't go through as much BS as some people go through as beginners. I did go through a little bit of the BS stage and sorting through what's the BS from the real stuff, but nearly as much as most people. I think I got lucky right there. Also, too, the reason why some people go through the BS stage is because they go straight to talking and conversating about it instead of learning about it themselves. When they talking amongst a bunch of people, they end up talking amongst a bunch of people that don't know anything about it either, and then y'all just start making up stuff together. Like y'all don't actually understand. Y'all just end up making up your own stuff, and that's how false information kind of gets spread too. But I came in, I didn't like go and start talking to a bunch of people. I started like actually doing my own research by myself and to understand it. And for as long as I did watch some YouTube channels and stuff like that too, but maybe that might be part of it. But I hope this video wasn't too all over the place, and I hope my thoughts made sense. I kind of felt like I stumbled a little bit just trying to explain some of these points, but I hope you guys get it. But anyways, thanks for watching.